y'all doing? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Man,
it is a great evening, too.
It is a great day, y'all.
Yes.
I missed y'all. It just seemed like, it's a long time that we do these videos.
We just came off of Easter weekend, Resurrection Sunday.
Yay.
Busy weekend. We
It's
just
been
got back
busy.
into town.
We did.
We're enjoying things, enjoying life.
We are really enjoying life.
It's great.
Just enjoying life. But I just, you know what your girl gotta say. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, hit that notification so you'll know when the next video is coming up. Y'all gotta do that.
Yes.
That's how that's what keep us going, y'all. Y'all know what? Let me just say this. Y'all have been really, you just don't know. Y'all been really sending really great questions. We got so many because Kenneth and I, we were trying to decide. It was Kenneth and I, we talked to the producer. Shout out to the producer.
Shout out to the producer.
Yes. So we were trying to decide, Kenneth, what could we talk about tonight? Because we get so many great questions. So we got a good topic tonight, y'all. We want to talk about dating with kids.
Yes, with children or a child. Yes.
Yeah. And we're going to try to do a twofold. Dating with kids, and then if you're married with kids, how, kind of...
Blended family type.
Yeah, kind of blended family.
Almost
So
like
we may hit into one of them, both of them, but if we don't, y'all know we'll have to do a part 2. But anyway, someone asked us, how do you date now with kids, and you have young kids, what does that look like? So, and I like to always ask you the question, what do you look, because how do you think that look? Oh, so let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question, Kenneth. I know I did that, y'all. I did that.
Okay.
Kenneth, so when you and I, before we were dating, what were you looking for?
I had a outlook on what I was looking for. I had some stipulations.
Okay.
Because I already had been married before.
Okay.
And I had a child.
Okay.
And things like that.
You had a son.
So I wanted either a wife or a girlfriend who had older children.
Okay.
Not younger children. I said
Okay.
maybe 13 and above.
Okay.
Older children or grandchildren. I was even okay with grandchildren.
Okay.
And because I didn't want any baby mama drama at that time. At that time. I'm not saying I couldn't deal with it, but I didn't want any baby mama drama. I didn't want a whole lot of confusion. I didn't want to confuse the kids.
Okay.
Nor did I want to confuse me or the person I was in a relationship with. So that's what I was looking for.
Because that was going to be my next question, was why you didn't want it, but you just answered. You said because you don't want to deal with any drama that came along with the kids, like with the fathers.
Yeah, because normally sometimes you get a lot of drama when you get, one baby or maybe 2 babies involved, or maybe 3 babies involved.
Gotcha.
And I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. I'm saying that was my situation that I was looking for.
That's what, okay. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you what I was looking for, then we're going to dive right into it. I was looking for, I think I could take someone with one child.
Okay.
I didn't want multiple kids.
Okay.
And the reason why is because I didn't want to deal with a lot of drama. I just did not want to deal with a lot of, dealing with this person, dealing with that person. And reason why is because I believe, that's why I said it's going to ease us into that. I believe that once we become married, the hard part is trying to separate what we do here and what they do there. I think that's...
Okay, wait. What we do here, explain that a little bit more. Okay. Get a little bit deeper.
Okay, I will. So
that one was okay, but it kind of went fast.
It went really fast.
Yes,
sometimes I can't talk fast, but I slow it down.
Yeah, but it just went fast.
Okay, so what I meant by that was the rules that we have at our home. Just say if you had a child, of course you had a child, but he was older, so I didn't have to deal with any of that. Okay. But if he was younger, so that means we had rules at our home, the rules and the way we wanted things to operate, okay?
Okay.
Then once they left our home and went back to home with their mom, there's different rules.
Okay.
So
I see what you're
I
saying.
didn't want to deal with the rules we have here. I can't control the rules there, but I could control the rules here. And I didn't want to deal with maybe that person saying, well, these are the rules here. So when you get here, that person can't tell you what to do. That's not your mom. That's your dad. That's your dad's house. I didn't want to deal with stuff like that.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I didn't want to deal with stuff like that.
I understand now.
But what we realized is that dealing with people that are dating with kids, we found that blended families can be difficult. It can be a difficult task But over the years, we realized that if you put those boundaries in pretty early, set those standards early, we've seen that it can work.
Yes, because oftentimes the man, if he has a child coming into the relationship,
okay,
he's going to be a little bit more guarded also with the child.
Right.
He's going to be a little bit more firm with this child,
okay,
and maybe not with your child.
Okay.
So that's another thing we have to talk about, and we have to realize that there's going to be some stipulations there.
Okay.
There's going to be some problems there, because I'm used to raising my child this way.
Right.
You used to raising your child that way.
Correct.
How are we going to be able to blend those two together and make them work?
Right. Because and I'm just going to say, if my child was used to being raised, me and and I'm going to say if it was a boy, because I have a son, but if it was me and our son, he used to have mama and son time, and all of a sudden this joker coming in and he taking time away from my mom. It's almost like you pulling my mom away from me because mom enjoyed being with you. So we seeing that could be a difficult task.
Right. And I could see it pulling away from the relationship.
Yeah, I can
see, me, I'm getting stubborn now because you treated your child one way.
Right.
Now, you treating your child better than you treated my child.
Right.
And I'm treating my child better than you treating your child. So it could have some problems. It could have some problems there.
And I also see problems if you allow your child, and I'm saying your child because I'm like, you allow your child to come in and be disrespectful to me. I can see that. I can see problems that way if you don't step in, because if I say something to your child, you starting to look at me crazy like, wait a minute, why you? So to me, you need to say something. And I'm not talking about a little child. Just say if the child is 19, I'm gonna go that age, 18 or 19, and they're probably in so to me, as a husband, or even as I think you need to kind of draw a line in the sand, and I'm just gonna say pick a side. It's got to be a side, and what I mean by that is, and I'll elaborate because it's like y'all probably saying pick a side. I can't pick a side. This is his daughter, and then this is his wife. So if I'm talking about a marriage, yes, you got to pick a side because me and you are together. You and I are one. Not saying kick her to the curb, but there need to be boundaries to know this is how we're going to operate while we're at this place. When you come over here, this is what it needs to look like.
Okay. So if we're dating, and you have a child and I have a child, or I have two children and you have one, how can we come together and make that situation work to where we can say, okay, I think this relationship can go further. I think this relationship even can go into marriage. Okay. How can we bring that together and make that work from a woman's perspective?
I think the way we could make it work is we come together. Just like you and I come together and talk. So just say, like you said, we're dating. So if we're dating, we're talking about our plans, we're talking about our future, we're talking about what it looks like. So we're talking about what we look like. To me, we're going to have a sit down with everybody to have an inclusion to make them be like a part of this. Not that you and your child over here, me and my child over here, I'm over here talking to my child, you talking to your child. We need to bring this together so we can feel like a unit together.
I like that too, because as a male perspective, from a male perspective, I would like to do that too. I would like to get the children, like you said, in front and say, look, here's what's going to happen. What she says and what I say, it's going to go. Right. There's not going to be a two-way street here. Mama's going to say one thing and dad's going to say another thing. I think we need to bring the children together and say, look, this is how it's going to happen. We're thinking about trying to make this thing work a little further. We're thinking about marriage. We want to bring you all into this marriage together. We want to make it work. So we want you all's opinion. But at the same time, we're going to let you all know this is how we're going to work.
This is what we want.
What she says goes, and what I say goes. It's not going to be a two-sided situation here.
Yeah,
so
I agree
we're both
with
going to have to, and from a male perspective, we both going to have to bring the kids together and let them know that we stand together on this.
I agree with that. I also agree that we need to have a discussion first on how we're going to sit down and talk, because sometimes, Kenneth, what happens, I'm going to throw this question because I know y'all asked me. So what happens if one child, just say your child, I'm saying yours, don't want to come to the table, don't want to be a part, I don't want to be a part, I don't want to be part of that family. I just don't. I'm just very
And I can see kids doing that now. I can see kids are mad because you and my mama's not working now, but you got another woman you're trying to bring into this relationship now and make me like her.
Right.
But what about my mama? You know, so I can see that happening. I can see the kid rebelling over that.
How would you handle that? I'm saying if it was your child in that type of, we didn't have that situation.
Yeah, and how I did my son, because he was about, you and I started dating, and I think he was like 17, 18, I think. Maybe 19, maybe. I'm trying to think.
If I got married, I was 29, he was about 20.
Yeah, okay.
He's about 19,
and I told him how it worked. I said, this is how it's going to go. I said, I'm in love with the young lady now. This is a young lady I want to spend the rest of my life with. And I would appreciate it if you respected her in that manner. You not necessarily don't have to call her mama, but you're going to respect her.
Right.
And he thought about that, and he said, that sounds good. He said, that sounds good.
Right.
So I think we need to set the kid down and let the kid know, say, look, this is who I want to spend the rest of my life with. I mean, I know you might not like her right now, but your job is to learn how to agree with what your dad is going to say about it, you know, and come on board with what the dad is saying. Then we talk to you and try to see how we can blend the kid in with understanding what we're all about.
I agree with that. I like that. Because I felt like, because of the age of your son, that I didn't have to have any dealings with him. And it may sound like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, he was, to me, 19, 20. He's grown. He's living his life. Him calling his dad anytime Kenneth go and hang out, I didn't have a problem with that at all, because like I said, he was grown. And had he been younger, to me, that would have been another situation. But I didn't necessarily have to deal with that, so I understand. But I think the person that asked the question about being young have younger kids and want to know. I also want to say this with younger kids too, being a mama, and I'm just going to talk from a mother's perspective, being a mother, having younger kids, I don't know how soon I would introduce my kids. I know that's not what we talking about blending, but as far as me introducing kids to the person I'm dating, I'm gonna say it is a timetable, but it's not. And I know that's contradiction. I know I talk kind of contradicted, but to me it just depends on the feel, the vibe you get of that person. Because I believe a person can only front, and I hold up, and I use the word front, but kind of
for a few months, maybe 6 months at a time.
Kind of show, you know what word I'm trying to talk about. Kind of, you know. That.
So it should be a put on a facade and things like that.
That's it. Put on a facade.
I think it should be a timetable on when you introduce the kids to the relationship.
Well, how long you think?
I would at least give it at least 6 months to see if we're serious about this relationship.
6 months, okay.
6 months to a year, just to see if we're serious. Because after 6 months, I know where I want to go.
Okay.
And I know if you're going to be the right person I want to spend the rest of my life with. Me, 6 months to a year.
Okay.
Sometimes it takes people a little longer, but me, myself, I'm speaking in general.
Right.
It didn't take me that long to realize that you were going to be the
woman I was with.
So I think after 6 months and y'all are getting serious with your relationship, you know, I think we should introduce the kid and say, look, I've been spending some time with this young lady right here. I think she's going to be the woman of my life. I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. I want you to get to know her. I want you to talk with her, and I want you to try to get an understanding on where we're going to take this relationship.
So during that time of 6 months in a year that we were dating, we're talking, we're hanging out. What about the kids? Are you letting them know what you're doing, who you're seeing?
I think you should do it. I don't think you should just spring it on them all of a sudden. I think you should let them know. I've been going out with this young lady. You know, you see me been going out. I've been telling you I've been going out. I've been spending a lot of time with her.
Okay.
I think, you know, I don't think you should just spring it on the kid and say,
look,
here's your new mother. Here's your new dad. This is the one that you're going to, you know. I don't think we need to force it on them.
I agree.
And then at the same time, I don't think they need to be the one to make the decision on how this relationship is going to go either.
Kenneth, that's an interesting point. I don't believe that they should be the final say, but I believe we need to
incorporate them.
They need to be incorporated.
Need to incorporate them.
To me, and I've learned these over the years, is that any move that I make, anything that I do, I always think about, and because I'm married to you, I always think about you, and then I always think about our son. I think the reason why I say that is because if I'm doing something, and I know I'm going off track, y'all, real quick, but if I'm talking to somebody, I always think about, if Kenneth walked up, would I keep this conversation going? And I'm talking about somebody with the opposite sex. If I can keep this conversation going, I'm okay. if I'm out doing something or how I look when I'm going out, I try to make sure.
You open up another can of worms on that one.
But I know we'll
that
talk
is
about
a
that
hot one
I
right
know,
there.
Man, we'll talk about that's
wow.
A good one. I just wanted to just throw that out there.
I started thinking when you said that, I'm like, that's a hot topic right there.
And I just said I went off track.
Goodness.
I know I did, but I do.
That's a good one.
Always
That's
keep
a good
in
one.
mind of you and our son, because even when I go out, I try to always look out, and I always tell people, you know, when they see us, like, oh, she look good. I said, because I want Kenneth to look good. I want to be on Kenneth's arm, and people say, man, your wife look really nice. I want people to see Kenneth, my son's friends, or whoever see your mom. You know, she always got it together. Ooh, your mama look tired. No, I try to represent myself too.
Right.
I keep in mind of who I'm with. I know who I represent first of all. I do. I know who I represent first of all. But then I come to home and realize who I represent. So I think a lot of times when we make decisions, sometimes we don't put our kids. That's why I say when you were saying introduce them and do that. Sometimes we date, we hanging out. Kids have no idea what we doing. I mean, they know mama going out. They know mama finna go. Okay, it's Friday. She finna go hang. But they have no idea who she going out with. And
so
like I said,
so you're saying guard the kids too at a certain extent too, so they won't be so exposed to this, that, and the other.
No, I'm saying that what you do is when you going out. I'm not saying keep them secured. Let them know. Because what I'm saying, I think that's what we do when we going. I'm going out. You know, oh, my mom, she going out every Friday. I know she going out. Heck, he didn't know, or they wouldn't know who I'm going out with. Then all of a sudden, okay, y'all, this is Kenneth. I want y'all to meet Kenneth. Hey, you know, this is my daughter. This is my son.
I'm the uncle. No, I'm not the uncle.
Right. He's not the uncle. But I'm just saying,
the real deal.
That's what we say is because we don't tell the kids, like we saying incorporate them. We don't tell, don't get me wrong, y'all. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying go home and tell your kid, you know, I'm going out with so-and-so. This is what that's not what I'm saying. Let me make that clear. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if this is serious and you and I are dating, I believe the kids kind of need to know who I'm dating, so it won't be a surprise when I introduce you.
Right. If they see him coming over once or twice, or see me come to the door once or twice. Right. I think you should give them notice.
I agree.
But at the same time, don't spring it on them at the same time too, because that's a serious issue that we have now. Because I hear kids saying it oftentimes. I have 4 or 5 uncles.
Right.
Well, you know you have 4 or 5 uncles. Well, there's 4 or 5 uncles come over to the house. And I don't think we should do that.
I agree.
I think we should keep our relationship kind of private until at the proper time to let the kid know that this is the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Now, I'm going to tell you what I thought about. Just say if you and I had kids and they were separate, me and you met up somewhere, I'm just gonna throw something out there. Just say you and I end up at
an ice cream shop.
Yeah. And we was just there, and you had ice cream, and I was like, oh, hey, this is so-and-so. You know, they don't know we're dating, but you know this is, at least you know, this is John. Y'all know mom go out sometime, and I've been talking about John. I just want y'all to see, you know, that's him and his daughter. You know, just to see, or even just go to a party. I'm not saying us sit down and have like we trying to do it as a family. No, just to kind of see
introduce them, let them see.
Just an introduction.
Yeah, kind of warming idea.
Just to see how the kids feel. And that's what I'm saying.
It's so serious nowadays.
And it's real serious.
We have to be more aware, more conscious of what we're doing now, so our kids won't be so exposed to, you know, outside influences.
Exactly.
So I think we should take our time.
We do.
Make sure this is the person that I'm getting serious with.
Okay.
You're serious with me. I'm serious with you.
Okay.
And I think, you know, then we let the kids know. You know, I think we bring the kids in because
like
it could work. I think a blended family could work.
I do too.
I think dating with children could work.
Right.
But like you said, we have to set boundaries all around this thing. So everybody can be guarded. The family can be guarded. The children can be guarded.
Exactly.
Our relationship can be guarded.
Exactly.
You know, everybody can help out on that.
Exactly.
So I think that's a good question.
Because this can go in a long way, because even if you've had, that's why I said when I was telling Kenneth about, you know, how I was talking to other people, but even if you've had something that happened to you in the past and you introducing them and you don't really know, that's why I said that's another subject for another time. But like Kenneth just said, I believe if there's boundaries in place, there's healthy boundaries, open communication, and we're being as transparent and honest with each other, I believe it can work.
It can work.
I believe it can work.
It's happening now. We see families
a lot of families
have succeeded.
Yes.
In dating, and then bringing the kids in, and then the kids see what's going on.
Yeah.
And the kids are cooperating with the family.
Right.
And it has worked.
And then and then we've also seen the flip side where now we're having to teach them or show them, because you didn't set those boundaries at the beginning, this is why you where you are right now.
And right. And we don't want to damage the kids any more than they are, because they see it on television, they see it on the internet, they see it social media everywhere.
They do.
So they need to see up front what a serious relationship looks like. Healthy relationship looks like, and what it could turn out to be.
Right.
So that was a good question, and I appreciate you sending that in.
I do too, y'all.
Because that topic there can really spin over into a whole nother, And
we may pick this up again next week, because I really want to dig deeper into this, because I think this one was good, because blended families, blended dating with kids. That's why I said we kind of talked about more so with blended couples.
Right.
But kids and relationships, like Kenneth said, and I agree with him, it can work. It's just up to you all. Set those boundaries. Keep having those conversations, and be transparent as you can.
Right, absolutely.
And guess what? At the end of the day, we're all about reviving, reuniting, restoring. If you can get revived, you can start reuniting, and guess what? You can restore those relationships.
So keep those questions coming. Those are great. Yes,
and we enjoyed this evening.
Yes.
We look forward to seeing y'all again on Monday.
Yes.
Again, email us at thedavisonintervention@gmail.com.
Yes.
And you can look at the website at www.thedavisonintervention.com. We appreciate it. And don't forget, hit that comment. Make those comments.
Yes.
Thank y'all.
Thank
Have a good
you.
night.
All right.
Yay.
See ya.